Welcome. This is the first day, the 8th month of this tank. We also have a connected refugium with a tube. You can see the tube, the big thick tube, and then the thinner tube. The thinner tube pumps water from this tank to this one, and then by equilibrium, the big thick tube acts as a sort of siphon and they equalise out. I've done a bit of a rock work change. I've sort of reduced the amount of rock and I'm liking this. There's more space for the fish above to swim. I've actually cleaned the back a little bit. Still got more to do, but I've got rid of coralline algae on the back. And also I've made the rocks, put them away from the back wall, so now light can get to the back, which is nice. You can see the fish through the archway. So the corals, some are doing okay. The zoas are improving. As I do water changes and get rid of the excess iodine that I unfortunately overdosed into this tank. Fish are all happy. This guy, the chalk goby, he's great. He still looks thin, but he's eating and hopefully he's on the road to recovery. I took him from another tank where he was very painfully thin. So he eats like crazy, always eats all the frozen food. So that's good. The yellow tang's fine, gets it pushed around a little bit by the Bangai. The Bangai cardinal now has a mirror image of itself and thinks there's an imposter in the tank. What's great also, another reason that I changed the rock work was so that I wasn't seeing the clownfish at all, or certainly not the male clownfish. The male clownfish would hang out at the back in the corner behind a load of rocks. So now I can use the mirror's reflection and I can see it. In fact, he's out a lot more. Here he is. I mean, you never would have seen that. So this is great. Zoas. Okay, I'm going to turn off the water flow so we get less shimmer and get better video quality. Okay, so the SPS is a lot lower down now, so probably not getting a greater hit of light intensity. So my next job will be to buy another light, possibly. Okay, you can see all the scratches on my tank. I got this tank really cheap, £35 for a Red Sea Reefer 250, or what's it called, Max 250 or something. So I've got 35 quid, can't grumble with that. What I have noticed as well is there's a few broken bits of this Hystrix, and you can probably see there's quite good polyp extension there, and I think that's because they're in low light. So I've been blasting mine in high light, and the polyp extension was very minimal. It could also be that there's less iodine as well. Let's have a look at Chalky. Chalky's a great asset. He cleans the sand. The sand is just always clean, sparkling. I'm not getting any hair algae. I mean, I've got this sort of tough algae that's been there for months, and but I'm definitely not getting the hair algae now. I was getting it, you know, I'd pluck it off, say these zoas, and it would grow back. But I think the refugium is doing its job. I mean, my phosphates are still high. I tested them at, I think they were 0.06 using a Hanna checker. But let's go to the display refugium. But the Chaeto is growing pretty quickly. So hopefully that's doing its job. I don't know what this strange stuff is on the back. I don't know what on earth that is. I'm wondering whether it's, I don't know, some sort of eggs, copepod eggs, or see all the copepods at the back there, or the amphipods, sorry. Don't know whether you can see them. So yeah, and I've got my Miracle Mud, £15. So this is a 33-gallon refugium, and I've got some rock that I've taken from the other tank and just bung that in the back. Probably need to brush that off really and scrub it. That'll be another job to do. And then this is my 55-gallon for anybody that doesn't know. Let's have a look. We've got that lovely Spongides Montipora. So I just need to really put that on a rock at some point, glue that on a rock. We've got this lovely tricolour as well. I need to glue that on. Many jobs to do. These zoas are finally coming back to life after iodine overdose, which I discovered using an ECP test. I think iodine should be at 0.06 ppm, and mine was, it may have been 100. It was ridiculously high. So it's something, I think it was 100, which is crazy. You'd expect everything to be dead, wouldn't you? But I mean, even one of the peppermint shrimps are still alive. That's the Hystrix. This is probably in slightly too little light. Let's have a look, see what the polyp extension is like on that. I think it needs to have a bit more light. But look at this guy. Look at this little, that's the male. You never see him out, never. So he obviously feels quite comfortable with the new rock work. Okay, then let's see what else. Got this weird, I think it's an algae. Actually, it could be a coral of some sort. It's yeah, it doesn't grow very much, but it's really nice. They're looking a bit rough, but they are recovering. Let's see what else. Again, we've got, these are recovering. I thought I'd lost all these, and they're suddenly coming back. Yeah, they don't look great, but they're getting there. And hopefully these will look better shortly. Dragon eyes. They're looking quite good. They're Ked's Red People Eater. Polythos. That's a frag. Let's have a look. I've got the Staghorn. The Staghorn is still surviving. Not very good polyp extension. That will be certainly an indicator when I get my water quality back. But dosing, I'm dosing, I think, what am I dosing? 4 litres of fully saturated calc a day. What else? Calcium I'm dosing. Not dosing magnesium because that's crept up, so I've turned that off. So that'll slowly drop back down. Strontium is low. That came back low, 6 ppm on my ICP test. And I was testing it as well. I was with the Salifert. It was always, I could never get a reading. It was always 0. So yeah, so I'm dosing strontium and have been for quite a while. And yeah, I'm glad I'm dosing that. I think that's important. I'm using Seachem's like crystals, and then I make them into a solution. They're good. We've got these pulsing Xenia. They're looking really healthy, actually. Yeah, they're looking good. Yeah, there's certainly lots of fish activity going on. Yeah, look at them. and there's not even any food in the tank, although they probably think there should be because the water's off, the water movement is off. Okay, so I'll leave you with my new rock formation. Thank you.